All right, so here is, as promised, I said that I would go ahead and give you guys the chords from the video that I made yesterday with me practicing in the key of D major, the key that one of the keys that I try to avoid. So here's that video. We'll get straight into it. The scale of D major. The 1 is D. Turn it up a little bit. The 1 is D. The 2 is E. The 3 is F sharp. The 4 is G. The 5 is A. The 6 is B. The 7 is C sharp. And then you're back at the 1, which is D. So when I started to play that song yesterday, I was actually playing "We Have Come Into This House, Gathered in His Name to Worship Christ." Those are the chords and progressions that I was using. So that song, if you want to play that song, it actually starts in the 1, and you do some pickup notes. We have come into His house. That's the melody. We have come into His house. D, E, F sharp. The chord that I use to play that is a D major 7. So that's D in my left hand, A to give it a little bit more thickness, and D in my left hand. So D, A, D. Power chord, and then on my right hand I have G flat, A, D flat, and G flat. Okay, that's the first chord. It's literally a D major 7. You can go down with it like that, just arpeggiating it. I'm literally just, like, whenever I look at chords, I look at what I see in the chord in order to see what I can use for inversions. Now, this ain't really a song that you should do too many inversions because then it starts to sound a little off. But when I look at this chord and I look in this hand to see, well, what other chord do I see in this? Well, I see an F sharp minor chord over D, which gives me my D major 7. But if I was to take that D out, that's a F sharp minor chord. That would be a F sharp minor 7. Let me see if that works. We have come into His house. You only know if you want to keep that in there or not. You know, I don't like it, so. But it lets me know what inversions I can go to. So just something to throw out. So. Here's the next chord. It's over the 6. That first chord was over the 1. Now we're over the 6. We have B. You can even go B and F sharp in your left hand. A, C, E flat, G. That is over the 6th tone. So. Now you're on your 3rd chord, which is over the 2nd tone of the scale. The 2nd tone of D is E. So I have E, B, E in my left hand. In my right hand, I'm hitting G and A with my thumb, G and A. You have B, D, and F sharp. Or you can, if you want to leave that, if you want to leave the melody out and just hit like a G major add 9 in your right over E. It's E minor 7, I want to say it is. You can do that too, but F sharp is the melody. And notice how I hit the F sharp based off the melody. To worship Him. So whenever I play it, I usually do that in order to make my way to the 5, which is where you're going next. I arpeggiate the chord. So G, A, B, D. And then I go to the 5. Over the 5, I have A, E in my left hand. I have G, B, D in my right. That's the chord over the 5. So another thing you can do is just a little movement at the 7. You can do that, or you can go chromatically down each note. So 7, flat 7, 6, flat 6 to the 5. If you want to do that. Sorry. I would just not even add that flat 6 in there. It's easier to do it like that. If you want to add a movement. Arpeggiate. Like that. Now you're going to do a 3-6, 2. So a little pickup, some pickup notes that you can do for that is A, B, and then you hit the chord, which is F sharp in your left, and you can do E, A, and C in your right, or you can hit the F sharp and the E in your left, and just hit the A and the C in your right, whichever is easier for you. But you're going to go from the 3 to the 6. And over the 6, you're going to play a little bit different chord. Before you played that, now you're going to play this chord, which is B, A, C, E flat, and F sharp. Or so D sharp and F sharp. B in your left, A, C, D sharp, and F sharp in your right. Here we go. And I usually grace note off of this B when I hit this chord over the 3. I hit the B right before I hit the chord. Sorry about that. So when you get to the 2, because you're doing a 3, 6, 2. If you want, you can do this chord, which is just a G. In your right hand, you got a G major in first inversion, B, D, G. In your left, you have the 2, which is E, B, and E again, or D. Whichever one you want to do, but it's over the 2. You don't have to hit any of this extra stuff. You you can just hit octaves, or you can just hit the second tone of the scale if you're by yourself. So you can do that. E in your left hand, octaves, B, D, G. Or you can do like something like this, which is G, D, G. Or you can add all of it. Or you can add kind of like the same technique that we did earlier over the two, where you do G and A with your thumb. You got B, D, and G. Before we did it like this with the F sharp. But instead, now you can do it with the G and give yourself another chord to play. Like that. Or you can play it more, open. Or you can just D and G over the E. E, B, E, and D, G. Depending on the sound that you want. So there's options of how you voice the chord, but so when you hear that movement, we have come. Okay, so you got the chord that I just showed you, E, B, E, B, D, G. And then you want to move to this chord. So E, B, and D sharp in your left, E, B, D sharp, and then you got B, D sharp, and G in your right. And that's coming from the, you're flatting this two. Once again, sorry, you're sharping the one, I guess. Okay, so let me go from the very top. We have come into his house, gathered in his name to worship him. We have, here we go, come into his house, right there. And then you go to this chord, E, B, D again, and then you got B, D, and G again. And you go into the 5, but it's basically the same chord that you had. Well, I guess all of these chords right here are over the 2, because you're not changing your bass note. You have, this is over the 2. Come into his house. This is over the 2. Gathered in his, that's still over the 2. Gathered in his name. Now we're on the 5. Over the 5, I have an A, E, and A. And I have a C sharp, E, and A. The first inversion chord of the A major. This chord, D, A, D in your left, B flat, or you can go A sharp since we're using sharps, A sharp, D, E, and G in your right. It's over the 1. And you resolve it by going to the D major. D, A, D in your left, D, or A, D, F sharp in your right. So, notice every time I'm playing the song, I'm keeping this melody on top. So all the melody notes I'm pretty much playing. So if you want to know like what I'm doing with the melody, you just play the song. Play the melody that goes to the song. We have come into this house, gathered in His name to worship Christ. That's what all that is. I'm just doing the melody with the same chords that I showed you. So here's where we left off. I'll go over it one more time. That's the B flat, D, E, and G, or A sharp, D, E, and G, and that's over your D, A, and D in your left hand. If you need to know the melody notes, I'm doing, you hit this melody note, which is G, and then you hit the chord, and then F sharp. And that's over the 1. A, D, and F sharp in your right, D, A, and D in your left. And then I usually do another thing with the pickup notes. So now we're going from the 2, 3, 4, flat 6 to the 5. 2, 3, 4, flat 6, 5. And on that I do some pickup notes. So the pickup notes are D to C sharp, from the 1 to the 7, or 8 to the 7. And then I hit the chord. The chord that I'm using is E, B, and E. Then I have G, B, D. There's the chord, so you can see it. You can do this if you want. When you go to the 3, F sharp, D, F sharp, A, C sharp, E. You can do this if you want over the 4, which is G and E in the left hand. Then you got F sharp, A, B, E. You don't have to have that E in there. You can take it out and just play that. You can even just play the over the G, F sharp, A, and D, which is the root note in first inversion, which is D major in first inversion. So when you go to the flat 6, you can play the B flat and the F. I'm sorry, A sharp and the F, A, C, D, G. Let's see. I guess you can do that. So if you want to do the chord that I just showed you, so B, A sharp, F, A, C, D, G, or instead of the G, A, you can do that chord, or you can go to this chord, which is B flat, F, A in your left, C, F, A in your right. I said B flat again. I'm gonna just call it flats. Forget it. Now once you get here, you're doing you're over the 5, and you have A, G, C, A in your left, and then in your right you got G, B, C, and E. Like that. Okay? Or that was the other one I showed you. It's up to you. Once you get here, one thing that you can do is kind of arpeggiate that chord. B, C, and G. You can even, you're playing the A, and you're going to play some type of an A minor 7th chord. So you can, to play an A minor 7, you can literally just play a C major chord in your right to make it easier for you. So let me see. You can do that if you want, but I would probably more so do that chord there. So after the 5, you're going to go to the 1. And I use this chord here. So over the 1, you have D in your left hand. If you want to add that power chord, you can, which is the A. I wouldn't add it though. And just in your right hand, you got C, D sharp, F sharp, and B. That's C, D sharp, F sharp, and B. Okay? You can also, if you want, you can actually just do a B major chord too, which is B, D sharp, F sharp, and B. But I think it sounds better with the C instead of the B. So let me start over. That's another thing you can do. Instead of just going, when you're over that 2, you can roll up to the 2 with the grace notes. There's another chord that you can play. Instead of going here and playing the first inversion A major chord over that 5, you can actually play a E in your left, A, D, E, A in your right. Okay. Here's where we left off. Now we're going to go to the 4. Over the 4, I have G, D, and G in my left. I have B, D, F sharp, and A in my right. The melody, to worship Christ our Lord. So A, G, G, F sharp, when you get to the 2, because you're going to be going from the, okay, 2, let me start at that 2 walk, going up. 2, 3, 4, flat 6, 6. Here's to the 1, now to the 4, now to the 2. And then I like to do this. Which is 2, 3, 4, 2, 5. But going back to that 4 chord. Now basically over the 2, you can play some type of a G minor chord. And you add the, what would you call that, the 13? Add the 9 on your, if you know the root note that you're on, just add the 9 at the end of it. You can do that, you change the inversion. Play any of those chords over that. Worship Christ our Lord. Now over the 2, if I didn't give you this chord, it's E, B, E, B flat, D, E, G. That's E, B, E, B flat, D, E, G. Do on our right, and our left hand is going to go 2, 3, 4, 2, 5. Okay, so in the left, again, you got 2, 3, 4, 2, 5. Letters would be E, F sharp, G, E, A. Am I right? You have this chord, B flat, D, E, and G. Then you're gonna go to A, D, E, F sharp, and you're gonna cycle back and forth between those 2 chords. Like that. So, first chord, second chord, first chord, second chord. If you want to add the E in there on that second chord, you can. Or you can leave it out. I personally feel like that's leaving it out. It makes it more clearer and prettier to me. So, grace note off of it. First chord, you play over the E. The second chord, you play over the F sharp. The third chord, you play over the G, which is the same as the first chord. And then you play that same chord again over the E. play it on the 5. Now what I did when I played it on the video is then I went to the 6. But before I went to the 6, I did a 3-6. So I either did like a diminished like that, or I did a, so I'll give you both, because I can't remember what I did. But over the F sharp, you got F sharp, you can do F sharp, D, and F sharp, or you can just do F sharp and F sharp, the octaves in your left, and you got, which is A, C sharp, and E in your right hand. Over the 6, you got B, D, and F sharp. Or you can do this type of a 3-6, which is diminished. So you got over the 3, you got F sharp, and then you got B flat, D flat, E, and G. Or if you want to call it A sharp, C sharp, E, and G. That'll be your diminished. And then it's that same type of chord over the 6, which you could do A, C sharp, D, and F sharp, or you can just play it without that 7. And I'm talking about the 7th tone of D. But there is some dissonance and some tension right there. So you can just play it open and just play the D major. Video, I didn't go to this chord, but I meant to. I think I went right here, and I was trying to go here with a diminished over the flat 2. Okay, over the flat 2. Get used to this chord too, because if you don't know, you hear this a lot in the songs. In songs going from the flat 2 to the regular 2. It's like, I have had some good days. And I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days. It's that chord right there. But in order to stick to the melody, after you go from the flat 2, you're going to go to the 2. And over the 2, this time you have E, B, E. You have G, B, E. And then you're going to go to the 5, which is A in your left hand, E, A, D. Now you can walk down and do that, or you can just go, Christ the Lord, and just go back to the 1. Or you can, Christ the Lord, like that. So if you want that little walk down, you got 4, 3, 2, 5, 1. The chords you would play is over the 4, a G major chord, which is G, B, D, over G in your left. F sharp in your left when you go to the 3. F sharp, A, D. F sharp, A, D in your right. Then you go back to that 4 chord, the G major, over the 2. Over the 2, you have G, B, D. That's E in your left. Then you go to the 5. You play the same exact chord, G, B, D, over the 5, which is A. And then you're back on the 1. The 1 is D, F sharp, A, D in your right. So. That's that whole part right there. After that, I started playing Jesus Loves the Little Children, which when I did that, I did Jesus, G, which was the over the 1, D, A, D, F sharp, and then I did a little passitone over the flat 5. Over the flat 5, I did, you got the flat 5 and you got the 3. The flat 5 and the 3 in your left, and then in your right you have the 5, flat 7, flat 2, and the 3 in your right. Letters would just be A flat, G flat in your left, and you got A, C, D sharp, and F sharp in your right. To the 4, you just play the G in your left. You do the G and the A with your both finger, with your thumb in your right. B, D, A. Then you play this melody going down, F sharp, or so you play the chord. When you play the chord, you play this F sharp, and then your melody goes from E, D, D, E, D, D. Jesus loves the little Jew. Once you get to this part, you go F sharp, E, A. Do simple B, A, and D once you go to the 6. Because you're going from the 1, flat 5, 4, 3, 6. Then you go to the 2. Okay. After that, you want to go to the 2. So, over the 2, you got E in your left, you got G, B, and E. You do the melody, F sharp, E, D, F sharp, and then you're over the 5. The 5 is A, you got G, B, and A in your right. Instead of doing all of that, I didn't do the regular thing. When I did the Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world, yellow, black, and white, they are special in His sight. Jesus loves the little children of the world. I'll play it one more time and just kind of pause a little bit on those so you can get those. But I really want to show you the other thing that I learned. So you got the Jesus loves the little children, all the children of the world. Chords you can do, and you can pause it on there so you can get those. But here's the cool thing that I learned. Instead of doing that red, yellow, black, and white, they are special. 'Cause. special in His sight. Instead of doing that, I learned this. Red, yellow, black, and white, they are special in His sight. Instead of doing that, I learned this. Red, yellow, black, and white, they are special in His sight. Instead of doing that, I learned this. tones that you could do. And this is all for the GMTC, Gospel Music Training Center. So instead of red and yellow, black and white, instead of doing that, go to the flat. That would be a double flat 7. You go to the sharp. I'm sorry. That's funny. You go to the 6. So over the 6, you got B, and then you got B, D, F sharp, and B. And then you're going to go to the flat 5. Over the flat 5, you got A flat, and your left, you got C, E, F sharp, and B. So now you're going to go to that 4 and play that same chord that we've been playing. G, A, B, D, F sharp. Over the 4. Now over the 3, now you can add the D if you want, but you got F sharp, D, F sharp, or just F sharp. And then in the right hand you got B flat, D, E, and A, B flat, D, E, and A, or A sharp, D, E, and A. And then you just go to the 5 after that. So A, G, A, B, D. Yeah. Okay. So one more time. Oh, another thing that I forgot to show you that you can do over the 5, which I think I did in that last video, is this. So whenever you're on the 5, you can do this as a little something that you can do over the 5. Which is going from the 4, you're over the 5. You can play the 4 chord in second inversion, and just no matter what key you're in, you can play the 4 chord in second inversion, and you take that down half a step, and that's all over the 5. So D, G, B, 2, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, or D flat, G flat, B flat. And that's over the 5. And then that usually leads you back to the 1. Okay? After that, I think I just started playing some random chords because I wanted to see if I could do like the 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1, 4 in the key of D. So I did 7, which is over the, remember we're still in the key of D. The 7 is C sharp. I did this B, E, G. Probably walked it up like that. Pretty much the same chord that I just showed you over the 3, which is F sharp, A sharp, D, E, A. That's A sharp, D, E, A. Over the 6, I did a 6 in my left hand, which is B. I got an A, C sharp, D, and F sharp. And then I went to the 2. From the 6, I went to the 2. Over the 2, I got E. I got, in my right hand, I got G sharp, C sharp, D, and F sharp. Oh. Sorry about that. Now when I go to this 5, I got the G, C, or G, B, C, and E in my my right, I got A, and my left, and that's over the 5. That's G, B, C, and E. And then I'm gonna go to the 1, which is D. In my left, I got F sharp, B, C, and E. That's F sharp, B, C, and E. So, and then there you usually go to the 4, which is some type of G, D, F sharp, A, B, C, or A, B, E. Or you can just play a regular old G major chord. However you choose to do it. I'll hold those for you so you can see it. One more time. You can use any one of those. This is B flat, G, B flat, D, E, or B flat, or G, B flat, D flat, and E. I'm trying to hold these chords so that way you can kind of just see some of the things that I would do. So, I mean, there's all kind of things that you can do. I hope this video helps. If you want anything, like I said, I'm an open book when it comes to sharing chords. I'm not a professional player or anything, but I'll share anything that I can in order to maybe help you out, and you can just build on some of those things that I've, went over here. Maybe some of it you knew, maybe some of it you didn't, but if you know it, snowball it to other people, and anything you want me to do, just you got a solve tutorial or something like that, and I can figure it out to try and help out. That's what I'm here for. I don't want anything that I have, someone calls it talent, whatever, anything that God gives me, I don't want it to go to waste, whether somebody thinks it's a talent or not. So I just want to use whatever I've been given to give it back, and to maybe help you to play something that can encourage somebody or inspire somebody, or encourage someone to come to God, or that's my whole thing. So anything you want, you ask it, and if I can do it, and I'll give it. Okay? So God bless you. I hope this helps you.